Hell yeah.
Nice.
Dude, really quick to start off, like, I feel like I don't jam enough with like other guitar players anymore. Like I feel like that's like a thing of the past. Like I remember like when we were like younger, it's like get together with your buddies in the garage and just like jam, just play.
Like, I guess when it becomes a job,
I know.
It's kind of like, I think it's more of a time thing than anything.
Oh, 100%.
You know, because it's like we just did, like that was so much fun, and I'm like, I should do that more. Why don't I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, time.
Busy. I mean, even this video, we've like. It was supposed to have been done like a week ago, but then like I had something come up, you had something come up, like that was fun. I mean, so obviously you saw the title of the thumbnail. Maybe you watched the last video. If you didn't, you should. But we're gonna be talking about the Quad Cortex and the new Helix. Once again, this is my buddy Michael Angelis, as you just heard, fantastic guitar player, good friend of mine, and he just got the new Helix Stadium. So we figured we'd have him bring it over and talk about it. So. We, like I just said, we did just do a video talking about his first couple weeks with the Helix, likes, dislikes, tones, everything else like that, as well as my first impression of me playing it for the first time. So go check that out if you haven't already. And then this one's going to be, talking about the Quad Cortex. First off, I want to say, aesthetically speaking, in my opinion, and you'd probably agree, I think these are the two best looking modelers on the market at the moment.
100%.
No shade to anyone else, but just like you have the wonderful simplicity of the Quad Cortex that is like very kind of like mid 2010s Apple looking, and then this new very handsome big matte screened sleek black designed Helix. I think both these units like just look fantastic.
I'll say this isn't an improvement on the OG Helix.
Yeah.
I didn't think that at first, and I think a lot of people were like, this is a step back, a step down, but I disagree. I think they improved it.
Oh, I think it looks so good. Yeah. I think, and again, of course, like first, like main difference, I want to like get this out of the way. Obviously, the size is a huge difference, but just because like the Quad Cortex is little, this thing, we touched on it on our other video as well, but like this thing is very, very small in its own right. It's about the size of the like the whole unit itself. They're about the same size as like the Kemper stage. But obviously the size difference here is pretty crazy. So so let's just kind of talk about what we were just playing through. So these are just we're gonna go through and we're gonna actually build out presets from scratch and compare them directly side by side so you can hear the difference and you can decide amongst yourselves which one sounds better. I'll go over this is my preset that I've been using. It's from the new Core OS 3.3.0 update, so I'm using their new Dumble. It says captures on there. This isn't the captured Dumble. This is the actual Dumble amp, the virtual unit, not the captures that they have in there. And then I'm using a Morning Glory capture, a Super Bowl capture, and some delays and reverbs. This is my main Dumble patch that I've been having a lot of fun with recently. And then, do you want to go over kind of like a rough of what amps you're using and stuff like that in your Helix before we get into everything else?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm currently using a dual amp setup. I'm using a matchless DC30 and a Fender Twin, and those are both running into their respective cabs. A 112 for the Fender Twin and a 212 for the DC30, and very simple setup. Couple of gain stages and some reverb and delay.
Yeah. What has there been, like, what are some of the effects and stuff like that you've been like leaning towards on the Helix that you feel stack well with these amps? I know you've been using the plumes a lot, pillars.
The pillars, which is also like based on the Earthquaker plumes. Yeah. I noticed that they have a kinky. Oh, so the kinky boost.
Yeah, that's a classic.
That one's great.
Yeah.
Still is great because it's like the EP booster. So I do have that on here.
Yeah.
And also the compressor is really nice. There's it's like actually Line 6's own compressor.
Cool.
I was using the copy of the SP compressor.
No, they're exotic, great.
Which I love as a pedal, but I actually like Line 6's compressor better.
Cool.
It sounds really good.
Cool.
And then I actually have an LA2A compressor at the end of the whole chain because I just kind of like that. Like,
oh, interesting. I've never done a compressor at front and back.
I do like that personally. It kind of just like tightens the whole thing. It's really light. It's like a limiter I have on it.
Yeah.
It's almost not doing very much gain reduction at all.
Maybe I'll try that because I was talking to you the other day about adding a second compressor because I'm using my compressor that I'm using as well as I'm using the new Cali 76 compressor captures on here, which as you can see right there. And I've been actually thinking about adding a second capture or a second like physical compressor on my board to get a bit more of a tight compressed sound versus this is like a good all around compression sound. So maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll throw it at the end of my signal chain, one of them. So
sick.
Sweet. Cool. So let's go ahead and hop right into this. I mean, so let's just go through. We're gonna start off with our own patches and stuff like that. We'll just let's just run through like our cleans and dirties and stuff like that.
Cool.
So one immediate difference, since we'll start it, as always start with tuning your guitar, but the Quad Cortex doesn't have a strobe option, I don't think, right?
I thought it did.
Does it? Let me see. Let me check on that. I mean, I'm not seeing it immediately. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So no strobe for the Quad.
No strobe.
You're a strobe advocate. I don't mind no strobe, but you said you love strobe.
I'm a strobe guy. What can I say?
So immediate first difference, if you're a strobe tuner person, you're going to have to get like a Peterson or something. So we're both using our SIRs. Ooh. Yes, of course they have different pickups, but we figured, close enough for the comparison. So mine's a Mateus Asato signature, completely stock with MLs and the Asato Bucker, and then yours is the...
It's a Classic S. It's actually like a Classic S Select. I got it from Humbucker Music. But it has the standard V60 LP single coils and the SSV in the bridge, and then like roasted maple everything.
Yeah. So cool. All right. So let's.
Nice.
Those two actually sound kind of similar.
It is.
I'm gonna go to this chord for that.
Let's go to bridge.
They both sound pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they both sound nice. So obviously, let's get into some of the form factor differences. Obviously, right? So one thing that I really love about this, that I am like such a huge fan of, is the scribble strips. So you're obviously going to get scribble strips with the new Helix and everything. Bigger touchscreen. Do you know the dimensions of the touchscreen? Like 8-inch or something like that? Good old 8-inch touchscreen that's matte finish, which we actually, if you are filming, and you could notice it a little bit as well, but I mean the matte one, like just huge point Helix, like it does so much better on camera. Like we got it set up where you can see the Quad Cortex pretty well and stuff like that, but I mean the matte one is like doing so much better glare resistance and stuff, I feel.
I'm not actually sure at this point if it's truly a difference in the texture of the screen. It could be, but It looks like the Quad Cortex is also matte. I think it may even be a difference in the panel being used.
Yeah.
Because the blacks on this one, they look a little bit more washed out, or maybe it's just from where I'm sitting.
No, I think you're right. I mean, it's probably definitely a newer panel for sure.
It has a little bit more dynamic range maybe on this one, but I don't know. It could, like you said, it could just be the quality of the matte finish.
Yeah,
that could be it.
Yeah. No, I think So that's definitely really, really cool. Something we noticed immediately that I feel like wasn't really talked about. Obviously, you're going to get an expression pedal on the Helix built in. This one you're going to have to connect one. Which like I said, I've talked about this before. In my book, I prefer that method, but having the built-in expression, this one does feel really nice and super solid. And a lot more on-screen buttons. I don't think either one is bad. I think the scribble strips, if they came out with like a wider Quad Cortex, like if they kept everything the same but just added scribble strips, like I'd be like out the door like so quickly for that. But I think both serve their purpose well, because I think the usability on both is very cool, and they're very different in their form factor. And that this is obviously a lot more small and compact, and you can throw this in a gig bag, which we'll get into some of my limitations on that as well a bit later. Versus this, it's a little bit more of like a proper pedal board size, and you're getting a bit more of a proper pedal board feel, I would say. Which, like I said, we'll get into that and stuff like that. So I mean, how has it been with you, like kind of usability wise? Like, are you finding like any limitations in the UI?
Honestly, I have very little to complain about.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly think like the way that Helix does their button mapping and stuff like that, and like I would love for Quad Cortex like in Neural to take notes. I mean, Lansix has so many like decades under their belt with this stuff. But I mean, even just like as simple as like the mode switching thing you were showing me earlier.
Let's start there as far as the actual organization of like presets or scenes versus stomps and different modes and things like that.
Yeah.
Remind me what the Quad Cortex, how you can set up the modes.
Yeah. So essentially, I have 8 foot switches down here, which it's A through H, and that controls either scenes. Right now, I'm in what's called hybrid view, and I can go between hybrid view, a pedal board mode. Which let me just pull this up really quick. So we have this base view, which now we're on the same view actually as well. So this is like our signal chain view and everything, right? Which you can live on all the time because you have the scribble strips. 99.9% of the time I'm in gig view, and this is what my current gig view looks like when I'm out of hybrid mode for this patch. But yeah, we have 8 foot switches and everything. So for either 8 scenes, you can go to pedals. You can assign 8 pedals. I know a lot of people use it. You can just use it as a pedal board like this. I've done that in the past. And then as well as I can switch through all my different presets individually and stuff. And you just do that by navigating between these two. But one thing that I find that is a little bit frustrating is the way you get to gig view. I've talked about this before, but you have to swipe up to get to it. So I nailed it that time, but that's not the case every time. So I think it'd be nice if I don't know, maybe you hold these 2 buttons down, because you're already using this to switch between the views, like the types. So if you held those 2 buttons down to get into gig view, that, in my opinion, that would be great.
That would be cool.
Because now I have a MIDI controller setup. I don't run the Quad Cortex just by itself anymore. I'm building a hybrid rig, which, stay tuned for that. And so I have a MIDI controller now that does this for me. But it would be nice if if I'm need a super compact fly rig and stuff like that. I want to be able to kind of do everything on the device itself. So, and then we just simple bank up and bank down, and then just a master volume and our power switch. So pretty simple, very sleek, simple layout. And then you've got all kinds of buttons and stuff over there. So.
Yeah. So the thing that I really like about Helix UI is it's so customizable as far as being able to add a combination of presets, stomps, and snapshots all within one page.
Yeah.
So all the other devices I've used so far have been similar in that sense, but not quite as flexible. Usually you're kind of locked to like some sort of hybrid or combo mode where you can have scenes or snapshots and stomps. But usually it's not in the exact amounts you want. Like
Yeah.
I noticed on the quad, it was like you get four
You get
and
four,
four.
Yeah.
But this one, you could have like
Yeah.
just 2 snapshots.
Yeah.
And then like
And
the
then
rest
of your
stomps.
pedal boards. Yeah.
Or even you can put presets and snapshots, within one page,
Yeah.
which is super cool.
Yeah.
You can use Command Center on this to basically do anything you want.
No, that's awesome.
I would say this is the best user experience I've had so far.
Yeah.
Just as far as switching goes, it's very well thought out.
Yeah, and I mean, I personally, I've always felt like that. Even like with the other Helix, like I won't get into it too much stuff like that. But I mean, we both have had Helixes in the past. I don't think either of our Helixes unfortunately lasted that long. No offense to people who still use the OG Helix. That's an incredible unit, but it just wasn't for us. Yeah. But the UI on the original Helix and this one even more so, like I always felt like was by far the best. I think it's the best UI.
To be honest.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think they've only expanded upon it in this one. Yeah, like I would love an update like that from Neural where we get more like being able to like we just said, like 2 snapshots and or scenes on this one, scenes and then more stomps and stuff like that. So right now, because the other thing that I would like for them to do is if you have hybrid mode engaged, like you're stuck in hybrid mode. Like I can't switch between hybrid mode and then scenes mode and just pedal mode. Yeah. I'm stuck in hybrid mode, and that's like global setting. Versus like I'm assuming it's preset. Can you make this preset to preset? Like if you were to go to another preset, you could have that preset has 2 stomps, this and that. Like it's 100%. All yeah. So that's something that like just straight UI to UI, like
if you think it, you can basically do it.
Yeah.
At this point.
So that's like awesome for me. I think the UI customization. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how this stuff works. But if Neural pushed out a UI update like that, where you could could do stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know, maybe the unit itself is just not. Obviously, I think the biggest thing the Quad Cortex is going to have in terms of UI is just the size, right?
Yes.
Like, it's little, it's like super, super small. So if you need a compact rig or like, in my experience, like if I'm on a tour or something like that, if I'm MIDI controlling everything, like for a setup, like you can get away with this just fine. I've done that before, but I'd say like for gigging around town and stuff like that, this is definitely going to offer a lot more versatility.
If I could say, I've seen most will be combining the quad on a board with other effect pedals, other stomps. I see it so frequently that at this point,
I'm now one of those people.
You're one of those people.
Yeah.
So sometimes, unless you're using just the unit and you have very simple needs, I would say the form factor of it is a little bit of a moot point. A little bit.
I agree. Yeah.
Just depending on where you're going to go with it. Mm-hmm. If you use only just the device itself, then cool. Then it's tiny. But otherwise, it could start getting back into this size territory.
Yeah, if not, I mean, I've seen some people have it bigger and stuff. I kind of at this point with what I do, I almost do feel like this unit serves best in a hybrid unit. Like, I mean, because so many people are using it like that. And so, and my hybrid rig right now is just an external reverb and a MIDI controller. And even that, like offloading some of those, kind of parameters and control capabilities to other units, I couldn't be more happier with this now. It offers me kind of the freedom I need and stuff like that. And so I think that's like the best part about this is it's like the tone is kind of just like in your head. Like whatever you want to do, you can do. Yeah. So I'd say if you want to do a hybrid thing, for sure this, because you can fit it on a board, it's easy. You could use MIDI control, stuff like that. But if you want, again, you're also, I mean, if you want to talk cost, because like everyone wanted to talk about the cost of this guy being with $2,200 before tax.
$2,200 before.
But which like again, like, I mean, that's a chunk. That's a chunk of me. I don't mean to dismiss that price by any means. That's a lot of money for someone, especially for you're a more casual user, sure. But like, how much money were we all spending on pedals and amps and whatever else beforehand? Like
$500-$600 for just reverb alone.
Yeah, I mean, I just did that, and so like, it's definitely one of those things where it's like it is. I think probably the first considerable price hike. Is it the most expensive modeler right now?
I think
it's up there at least.
So.
I think it might be.
Fractal's pretty pricey, right?
Fractal's probably close. I'll fact check it and I'll put it in. My general consensus is, and then we'll get into some tone building and stuff like that. My general consensus is if you are thinking about choosing between the two, I feel totally confident in saying like someone who loves the Quad Cortex, everything else, if you want something to just do like, I'm going to take a rig, put it on the ground. This is my setup for live gigs, touring, whatever else. Like, and you want like kind of more control at your feet, get the Helix. Like get the Helix Stadium. I think it sounds great. I think So there's the end of the video, right? Get the Helix. But if you want to kind of expand on it and like have other pedals around it, I mean, unless you're like, I mean, another buddy of mine, shout out to my buddy Jemmy, he's built like full boards around regular Helix. I mean, he's out there rocking a monster setup, and so you can obviously do that as well. This has the capability to run, effects loops and everything else like that, and so
you'll just be going around with an actual spaceship.
Oh my gosh, massive pedal board and a bad back. So yeah, UI obviously very, very different on these two. I think they serve two completely different purposes in that sense. And so I don't think you can go wrong choosing either one. It just depends on what you want personally, and I think those are the differences. And I've been back and forth. I mean, the amount of times we've talked about where I'm like, dang, should I just get a Helix? And but I've got another video talking about my solution coming soon. So all right, let's should we just like load up a blank preset?
Let's go.
And, really quickly, these are both the editors. I don't think we need to spend too much time on the editors because I feel like they're very similar in the layout.
I think they're about neck and neck in functionality.
Yeah.
It's basically just the unit again in the computer.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty much a mirrored image of what you're doing. One big plus, though, I mean, we'll bring it up in this video as well. Like, this one connects over Wi-Fi, which is crazy. So I'm hardwired into my computer via USB, the original USB like printer cable. This one is USB-C, and this is connected over just my home internet, and it's been fine. So do you want to pull up a blank patch? All right, so this is our setup we're on right now. We've just pulled up basically just the stock amps and everything. We haven't touched any knobs of just a classic Deluxe reverb. These are all the settings. I will say as well, like immediately, like this could be either a pro or a con depending on how much you love to tweak and twist knobs, but a lot more going on over there.
A lot of options for sure.
You got sag and ripple, and so we haven't touched anything. We just have a basic spring reverb on both of our amps behind the amp, and yeah, we're using both of our strats, and this is how mine sound. Yeah. I will say immediate difference just between the two. Yours does sound a little more full, a little more compressed almost. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's got this is something I said before to you just about the sound of the unit itself. Mm-hmm. I feel like I can hear the cab very well.
Yeah.
Which I like a lot. It feels very three-dimensional. There's just like a little bit of space around it, which sometimes can come across as like a bit of darkness or,
yeah,
reflections, but it sounds great.
No, sounds really nice.
But quad sounds awesome.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and let's add a couple other pedals in here and then let's build kind of a similar patch and do a little jam. So what drive of choice do you want to do? Should we keep it simple, just do a tube screamer?
Yeah.
Or a blues breaker? Which one do you think?
Let's go tube.
TS. Mine's everything at the center. Yours is kind of pre-customized already.
Pre-customized a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, you're on break. Do you want to go to neck? There we go. A little grittier, which is funny because yours is at 4.2. Mine gain level's at 5. You're cooking a little bit over there.
Might be cooking.
Yeah.
Let him cook.
This up. Take my tone down a little bit. Bump the level a little bit. There we go.
If we can do something just to show off the stadium a little bit.
Yeah.
So we got focus mode. We're in the center right now. This is how it starts. Let's go to amp sculpt. Put it in between. Kind of cool.
What else should we add? So
I kind of want to match your amp.
Yeah.
So we're going to pull up focus mode for the amp.
Right. That sounds a little more honky. Sweet. Sweet.
Nice.
I think these both sound really good. Yours is like, yours feels like hotter in general, I feel like.
A little bit.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. Those sound pretty good. That thing sounds pretty good. All right, let's see.
Not bad.
Pretty cool. Pretty good.
I feel
obviously,
like,
just to get it out of the way as well, we're not going to bother with any captures or anything because obviously
Yeah.
that is, I guess, in its current state at the time of filming one huge difference between QC right now and current state Helix Stadium is all the captures and stuff. And I know probably 99% of you are like, why are you using stock stuff? Use captures. Well, because we're going to use stock stuff. We want to see how the units sound as is. And when proxy is what it's called.
Yep.
That's their capturing thing. It's going to be coming out next year. We'll probably come back and do a thing like that. But right now we're just comparing unit to unit. So just throwing that out there as well. We want to do stock sounds and everything. And I think the stock sounds on both these, I think they sound great.
Fire.
Yeah. So just throwing that out there. That's why we're not bothering with any captures. We just want to use what's in the unit readily available.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, cool. So now we're doing a Marshall plexi or Brit plexi, and then I'm going to do a 412 greenback cabinet as well. This one specifically, it's the new one with the new update from 89 that they modeled it after. And then yours is as well, a greenback cabinet. So cool. These actually do sound quite similar. Yep. Yeah. Once again, I feel like yours is the slightest bit grittier sounding. But
it's got a little bit more hair on it.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's like my settings at? Like normally, I'm pretty much all. That is one thing that is interesting. That like all the QC stock amps, seemingly it all just comes at 5. So it's like you gotta tweak on your own, like to each their own, which everyone's gonna do anyways. But it is funny that when you pull up an amp, it is kind of pre-dialed.
Yeah.
And everything. So
looking at focus mode,
mm-hmm.
you can see where it starts. So this one starts at what they call jean jacket.
Any ideas? Maybe like Billie Jean.
It might be something.
Kinda...
So that's what I was saying. Sometimes in focus mode, the descriptions are a little bit ambiguous. They're a little bit obscure, but I think it's fun.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So do you want to take us through your 4 options here then?
Sure.
Get a little focus mode going.
Started on jean jacket. Let's go to plexi full. Cliffs. Red.
Very clean.
Much cleaner. Rembrandt. Nice.
Cool.
I think my sound to get closer to yours was pretty close.
It was pretty close already.
If I go a little bit closer toward red.
Yeah.
In between.
Yeah, honestly, to kind of
between red and jean jacket. Pretty close.
Yeah. These sound good.
Nice.
That is like really crazy when you get down to like just tonally speaking, like they both sound like awesome.
Yeah.
Like, they both sound really, really good. And again, this is just stock stuff. Like we're not like diving into any like, I mean, you're doing some stuff with focus and stuff like that, but the amount of tweakability on both of these, like that you can do to like fully dial in your tone.
Yeah.
Like I'd go play a show with either of these sounds, like
100%
in a heartbeat. Like, and so cool. All right, let's move on to kind of our next comparison. Let's do classic Vox.
Let's go.
All right, cool. So yeah, we just got a pretty simple setup again. You're using it's called the Dynamic Lush, you said?
This is Dynamic Plate.
Dynamic Plate, duh. I'm Dynamic Plate, and then I'm using the Lush Plate, as well as a tape delay. That's
nice.
cool. Both these little presets sound good.
Honestly, fire.
Yeah.
Like off rip, fire.
Yeah.
Didn't do much. Like literally a few flicks of the wrist.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, this is obviously very, very minimal, like you said, very minimal, very basic editing and stuff like that. And I think both these units sound great. Yeah. I think both these units are great. Obviously, this guy's new shiny. It's freaking awesome.
Stadium's better. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I think they're comparable. Like,
yeah.
It's pretty hard to just be like, at least tonally speaking, like, oh, this one's way better. Like,
yeah, it's and that's even outside these new units. Like I think conversation extends to like plugins. Like, I mean, so much. It's so easy to get good guitar tone these days.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I'd say, for me, it's all a use case thing.
Yeah.
Because like if I'm in the position where I need something where I'm like similar to kind of what your mindset is, where like I want something that can do everything, where it can be a full on pedal board, it can be a touring rig, it can be, I can do kind of everything with it. I think that has much more versatility in that aspect. If I'm kind of someone more like where I kind of am, where I want to combine something with some external pedals and have a bit of both, which again, I think personally that's where this really shines. Go with that option. I think they both have their use cases, and I think it really depends on what you want out of a unit. But I will say, man, I think so far, this thing being out for a week, I mean, I think it's got such an awesome long life ahead of it. Like,
I'm stoked.
Yeah, and no offense to Quad Cortex, but it definitely, starting off a little bit stronger. I love the Quad Cortex a lot, and I love I've been a Neural DSP user for years, but I think the Neural DSP, especially with this recent update, is like finally where it should have been, versus I think this is coming out, apart from like some very, very minor bugs people have been reporting, I think it's coming out swinging.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better.
So, cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Let us know what you guys think down below. Which one you thought sounded better, which one you prefer. If you have one or both, let us know why. Just wanted to come in here and do a fun little comparison. Obviously, it's not going to be an exact comparison because we're using slightly different guitars and everything else, but kind of to give you the feel of what's going on. So, as well as, like I said, if you haven't checked out the most recent video talking about his first kind of week or so with the Helix and his experience with it, check that out, as well as check out Michael's socials. I'll leave them down below. Go give him a follow. Thank you for bringing this over, man. Thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
So, cool. All right, you guys, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one.